Good morning, children. Previous video we had completed the chapter 15th, probability. Today we take up the next chapter, chapter 1, number system. Primary classes you have come across what the number system is about, number line. How to represent the numbers on the number line, that also you must have learnt. The integers, positive, negative, fractions, positive, negative, all this you must have covered up. This is how a number line looks like, isn't it? Here they have shown you the marking of positive integers. This is 0, then 1, 2, 3 are integers positive, which is marked on the left hand side, and here negative 1, 2, 3 will be marked on the right hand side. And if you want the fractions, positive fractions, you mark it over here, and if you want a negative fraction, it is marked on the other side. All this you have come across, isn't it? Now there are certain terms which are assigned to this set of numbers. Example, natural number stands for all the integers which are starting from 1 till infinite. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till infinity. That entire collection is called natural number, capital N. But if you include 0 along with that set of numbers, that is along with N, the positive integers, if you also include 0, then the entire collection will be called as a whole number. Which means if you remove 0 from whole number, it will be equal to set N. So set W is set of whole numbers, set N is set of positive integers. Clear till then? Next you are having is the negative integers. If you include negative integers along with the whole numbers, then it is referred to as Z, a set Z, collection of numbers having negative positive integers along with 0. That is called Z. It is also referred to as Zahlen. Z comes from the German word Zahlen, meaning to count. So to count negative positive integers along with 0. Next you are having is the set of rational numbers. What do you understand by rational number? A rational number comes from the word ratio, and it is designated by Q, which is known as quotient. If a rational number is to be understood, in primary classes, I don't know whether you have learned, you call that fractions, because fractions were always expressed as numerator upon denominator. Here you call it as a rational number, which can be expressed as P upon Q. But an important thing over here is the denominator cannot be 0. Why? Because if you have a 0 in the denominator, such a number will not exist. Zero's inverse is not possible. So a rational number is a number if it is expressed in P upon Q form, where P and Q are integers, but Q can never be 0. Such a set of fractions or rationals, if you include along with negative positive integers and 0, then it is called as a set Q. Okay. Finally, you have the set R, where the set R is said to be the set of real numbers. Set R is said to be the set of real numbers. Okay. Now, if I want to sum up all this together, then I will sum it up in this way. N is set of natural numbers 1, 2, 3 till infinite. Whole number W is a set which is having 0 along with 1, 2, 3 till infinite. Z, the set Z stands for negative, positive integers and 0. It is also coming from the word Zahlen, meaning counting. Q stands for set of rational numbers, and the word comes from quotient. It is also derived from the word ratio. So rational number stands for when you are expressing it in the form of P upon Q, which I have shown over here. It is always expressed as P upon Q, where Q is not 0, because inverse of 0 is not possible. So if you express half, 25 upon 35, minus 48 upon 15, even 0 upon 5, all these are rationals, or you also call them as fractions. Then last is the set of R, where these real number, it is called real numbers. It is having rationals, that means all these numbers are included, N, W, Z, Q, all this set is included. But along with that, there is a new term called irrational numbers. We will talk about it in the later part of the chapter. So this is what you have summed up in your primary classes. Clear? Now you must have also calculated sums wherein they may ask you to find rational numbers between say two fractions. Okay, such type of sums you must have got. So let us take up such type of sums over here. For an example, say here they have given to you, find 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. Okay, between 1 and 2, if I want to find out 5 rational numbers, how will I do it? For this, the simplest way would be, you would take up the sum of 1 and 2 and divide by 2. That is the average is to be taken. 1 plus 2 divided by 2. So if I have to work out, it will be 1 plus 2 divided by 2 comes to 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 will be one integer which will be one rational number between 1 and 2. If I want to find the second rational number, it would be 1 plus 3 by 2 whole upon 2. Now this will be a slightly difficult calculation. I don't know how comfortable you are with LCM. You'll have to take LCM in the numerator and then work it out. So the problem which comes up over here in this type of sums is what? You should know the LCM part and the calculation. Here the numerator part, if you solve, it will come to 2 ones are 2 plus 3 comes to 5 upon 2 is the numerator part. And this 2 which is already there in the denominator will continue to be in the denominator. So you will get 5 by 4. Another rational number which is between 1 and 2. One is 3 by 2, second is 5 by 4. Third number if you want to find, you take it 2 plus 3 by 2. So here again 2 plus 3 by 2 divided by 2 if you take, LCM over here will give you 4 plus 3 7 by 2 upon the 2 in the denominators, that comes to 7 by 4. So on number line, if I want to express it, if I want to show the thing on the number line, they have asked you between 1 and 2. So this is 0, this will be 1 and this will be 2. Am I right? So between 1 and 2, the first number which we got was the average. What was that? 3 by 2. Yes or no? The second number which we got is between 1 and 3 by 2. So between 1 and 3 by 2, what are you going to get? 5 by 4. Third number is between 3 by 2 and 2. That was 7 by 4. So total how many numbers did you get? 3 numbers between 1 and 2. Similarly, now you can work between 1 and 5 by 4. 2 and 7 by 2, or 5 by 4 and 3 by 2, or 3 by 2 and 7 by 4. Like that you can have numerous rational numbers between 1 and 2. Is this point clear? Understood or not? Okay. Now if I want to find out a simple way, this method is definitely one method, average method you call it. But if you don't want to work out by this average method, there is an easier way to work out the sum. How will you work out by an easier way? For example, you are supposed to calculate between 1 and 2. Am I right? You are supposed to calculate between 1 and 2. So, 1 you multiply by say 5 upon 5. So, you will get what? 5 upon 5. Agreed? Second number is 2. That also you multiply by 5 upon 5, so you will get what? 10 upon 5. Am I right? Now the numbers between 5 upon 5 and 10 upon 5, which are the numbers? They will be 6 upon 5, 7 upon 5, 8 upon 5, 9 upon 5. All these are rational numbers between 1 and 2. Did you understand? This is also another way of working out the sum. Got it? Achha, it's not necessary you take 5 upon 5. I can take 4 upon 4 also if I want. Is that point clear? I can take 4 upon 4. If I take 4 upon 4, what will the sum be? So it's not hard and fast rule, but the condition is what? Whatever you multiply, you do so with the next number also. This will be 4 upon 4. And if you multiply 2, it will come to 8 upon 4. Now between 4 upon 4 and 8 upon 4, which are the numbers? 5 upon 4, 6 upon 4, 7 upon 4. Okay, these are the numbers between this. Understood or not? In this case, you are getting only 3 numbers between them, correct? In this case, you are getting 4 numbers between them, but the question was find 5 numbers. So what can you do, children? What can you do? Yeah, you multiply. The clue over here is if you want 5 rational numbers, where is it? If you want 5 rational number, you will multiply with 6 upon 6. Instead of 5 upon 5, if you multiply by 6 upon 6, you will get the required answer. Let us see whether you will get it or not. 1 into 6 upon 6 will be 6 upon 6. 2 into 6 upon 6 will be 12 upon 6. Between 6 and 12, which numbers will come? 5 upon 6, 7 upon 6, 8 upon 6, 9 upon 6, 10 upon 6, 11 upon 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers you got. They are the rational numbers, they are the fractions which are lying between 6 by 6 and 12 by 6. But what is 6 by 6? 1. What is 12 by 6? 2. So between 1 and 2, the required 5 rationals are these. If they ask you 3 numbers, then write any 3 over here. Okay. So this would be an easier way. Means you multiply the given number with any number and divide at the same time. Question should not change. 1 into 4 by 4 is 1 only. 2 into 4 by 4 is 2 only. See? So you can multiply any number. I have multiplied 5 over here. I have multiplied 4 over here. I have multiplied 6 over here. And then find the rationals which are coming, fractions which are coming between that set. In this case, we have equated, we have made all the denominators same. That is the work. That is how the work becomes easy. Did you understand? So, a similar sum you are having in the exercise. Exercise 1.1, what is given to you? In exercise 1.1 you are having, first question is 0 a rational number? What do you think? Yes, 0 is a rational number. Why? Because you can express numbers as 0.5, 0.8, 0.20, still it would be 0. 0.-1, 0.-3, 0.-15, still it is 0. So 0 is a rational number. Got it? Okay. The second question given to you is find 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4. See? Earlier we found out 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. Now it is 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4. So how should you do it? Since it is 6 rational numbers, you have directly take up, I have multiplied by 7 upon 7. Now did you understand? Because I want 6 numbers, I am multiplying it by 7 upon 7. 3 7s are 21 upon 7 is 3 only. 4 7s are 28 upon 7 is 4 only. Now between 21 upon 7 and 28 upon 7, how many numbers are there? 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 upon 7 and 27. So how many numbers did you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rational numbers or 6 fractions between 3 and 4. Easy, huh? Understood or not what I am trying to say? Okay. In the same way, the next question which is given to you is find 5 rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. 5 numbers are asked. So what will you multiply with? 6 by 6. 3 by 5 is to be multiplied by 6 by 6. So you get 18 by 30. 4 by 5 you are multiplying by 6 by 6. Whichever number you use over here, same number over here. You get 24 upon 30. Now between 18 by 30 and 24 by 30. Which are the numbers? 19 by 30, 20 by 30, 21 by 30, 22 by 30, 23 by 30. How many numbers did you get? 3 into 5. Am I clear? And the question was 5 rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. So now are you understanding what I am trying to say? How to find the rational numbers between 3 and 4 if it's an integer? Then also you multiply a given number upon given number. How will you decide this number? That will depend upon how many rationals are asked. If they ask you 6 rational number, multiply by 7 by 7. If there are 7 rational numbers to be found, multiply by 8 by 8. Here it was 5 rational numbers, so we multiplied by 6 by 6. Understood or not? So this will be an easier way than the average method. Clear? Okay. The next question which is given over here is a true and false. State whether the following statements are true or false. They will give reason also. Every natural number is a whole number. What do you think? A natural number starts from 1 till infinite, and a whole number starts from 0. It is including 0. So a natural number cannot be whole number. All natural number are not whole. Natural number except 0 is a whole number. Is that point clear? Because whole number includes 0, whereas natural number doesn't contain 0. So this first statement is every natural number is a whole number will be a true statement, because the natural number starts from 1 onwards, whole number starts from 0 onwards. So here natural number is definitely a subset of whole. This symbol is for a subset part. It's a part of whole. So first one is a true statement. Second one, every integer is a whole number. Every integer means what? An integer stands for 1, 2, 3 till infinite. Okay? And whole number stands for, integer stands for 1, 2, 3 till infinite, and integer is also a number which can be expressed in the fraction form. For example, negative 2 is an integer because you can express negative 2 as negative 2 upon 1. Clear? You can express negative 13 upon 40. This is also an integer. Sorry, this is not an integer, sorry. Negative 5 upon 1 is an integer. Did you understand? So you can express negative numbers as well as positive numbers as an integer. But whole number starts from 0 and positive. Whole number includes only 0 and positive. Negative is not included in whole number. Whereas integer means negative, positive and 0. Everything is included. So every integer is a whole number will be a false statement. Whole number is an integer will be a true statement. Is this point clear? Next. Every rational number is a whole number. What do you understand by a rational number? Rational number stands for number which can be expressed in the form of numerator and denominator. Isn't it? Every rational number. So here when you say every rational number means it can be a negative number also, which I gave earlier example. Okay. So negative 13 upon 40 will be a rational number. Okay. As well as positive 4 upon 5 will also be a rational number. But they are definitely not a whole number, because in whole number it is 0 and positive integers only. No fractions. So therefore rational number cannot be whole, but whole number is definitely a rational number. Understood this exercise now? And I hope you understood the explanation which was given till now. Is that point clear? So this exercise is to be written down in your classwork. Thank you.